Hi, this is Steve. Tonight I'd like to talk about my top 10 favorite comic book based movies from the 21st century. Um, Before I do start, though, I do want to mention some of the movies I loved when I was a kid that kind of shaped, I think, what happened later in the 21st century with CGI and what made them great. But Christopher Reeve, Superman 1978 and Superman 2, really great. Superman 3 wasn't as great, but it had Richard Pryor in it, and it's kind of memorable just based on that. And Superman 4 was not very good. It's a Christopher Reeve was kind of Warner Brothers did him a favor by in 1987 by allowing him to make that movie. It's kind of a political statement about nuclear arms and had a terrible villain. It took years for the franchise to finally recover from that. Um, you know, Brandon Ralph wasn't that great, but with Superman Returns, but then Henry Cavill kind of brought the franchise back with Man of Steel, and it's kind of back on track now. But Michael Keaton, his Batman in 1989 and Batman Returns in 1992, really great. I even like Val Kilmer in 1995 with Batman Forever. I like his Batman was okay. It was kind of a campy movie, but I still liked it though. And then I didn't like George Clooney's Batman and Batman and Robin in 1997. I didn't like that too much, but yeah, he wasn't that great of a Batman, and it was really poorly written. And Joel Schumacher didn't really want to do it, so I think it all kind of shows. It just didn't. Nothing really works in that movie, and it wasn't until Christopher Nolan brought the franchise back in the Dark Knight trilogy that we finally got Batman back. Um, I would like to mention Wesley Snipes. He had a character called Blade, based on a Marvel Comics character. Um, that was 1998. Blade 2 is in 2002, and Blade Trinity is 2004. Um, that last one's not that good. It's kind of a lot of actors that are kind of miscast in the movie, and they try to bring humor into it, and it didn't work. But Blade 2 is really good. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's a vampire movies. It's really good. But as far as and also Mahershala Ali is going to play Blade in the reboot in 2023. So he's an a 2-time Academy Award winning actor. So I think he'll get the franchise back on track. Even though he's like 47 right now, but well, I think he's capable of bringing the character back, the franchise back. But then the 21st century movies, the last two Blade movies were early 20th century. I didn't count them though in my top 10, but Wonder Woman, really love the first Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot, didn't like 1984 like a lot of people. We were all disappointed with that movie. I really like Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Um, as far as my top 10, first one is Logan, 2017. It has Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart the last time playing those characters, the last time Wolverine and Professor X. Um, it's a rated R movie. You got to see Wolverine. When he stabs somebody, you can see blood, and it's kind of like gory stuff that we always thought. Someone with metal hands, knives in their hands. When they stab somebody, you'd think there would be blood, and we finally got to see that. And it's a very adult, compared to the other X-Men movies, but really dark, and it's kind of sad how it ends for Logan. But it's likely the last time I'll ever see Hugh Jackman play the characters, because he's 52 now, and he says he doesn't want to play it anymore. It's really physically demanding. So probably the last time I'll ever see him, but never say never though. Who knows? But number 9 is Watchmen, 2009. Has Patrick Wilson, plays in The Conjuring and Insidious movies, and has Jeffrey Dean Morgan, plays Negan in The Walking Dead, and also has Jackie Earl Haley, played if you saw the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot remake, he played Freddy Krueger in that, and he's also Rorschach in this. It's I think there's a series like on HBO Max, what I've never seen before, but it's a Watchmen series. But this is like they show, instead of superheroes, it shows how flawed um, the heroes are, and they're supposed to be heroes. With it, it just shows how flawed they are in nature, and it's not it's DC based comic book, and something I'd never seen before. It's really dark and gritty, and but I really like it though. Number 8 is X2, X Men United, 2003. Really good. It's I really like the first X-Men movie, but they didn't really show a ton of X-Men in it. This one does. Hugh Jackman's great in this, so that's definitely one of my favorites from the X-Men series. Number 7 is Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire. The trilogy is directed by Sam Raimi. This has all 3 of the Sam Raimi movies, but I'm really focusing on number 2, Spider-Man 2, which was 2004. Alfred Molina plays Doc Ock. That's great. He's a great villain. I really like the subway scene where Spider-Man saves everybody on the subway train and kind of passes out, and they take his mask off, and they realize that he's just a teenager. That a teenager just saved their lives, and the Spider-Man that's been going around town saving people is just a kid. Really like this. Number 6 is Captain America: Civil War from 2016. This is the first time we ever saw Chadwick Boseman play Black Panther. The late great actor. This movie I consider to be kind of a Avengers 2.5 because it has all the Avengers in it except for Hulk and Thor. So that's why it kind of shows the Avengers kind of going against each other for political reasons, and I really love this though. And the action's really great, and then the standoff between the two groups is really great. Next movie is Avengers 2012. The Joss Whedon directed movie. I didn't like Age of Ultron that much, but he directed that one too. But I thought this one was great though, and I thought he did a really good job bringing the Avengers to life. And it has a great Soundgarden song during the closing credits. It's "Live to Rise," really great song. It's one of the better Soundgarden songs. And it happens at the end of this. So it all worked to me. This movie just worked in every way. It has Loki in it. If you watch the TV show now, kind of shows how he started, and really good. Next one is at number 4 is X-Men: Days of Future Past, which is 2014. Really love this. It had the first X-Men First Class actors against the original X-Men actors, and they all meet in 1973, or not all of them, but it mostly takes place in 1973, and I was born in that year, so that year is kind of special to me, and so really like this. I thought the action was great. Hugh Jackman's great in it. Wolverine, but great. Just the mixture of those two casts is really, really good. Number 3 is The Dark Knight, 2008. Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, really great. Like Christopher Nolan, I thought he did a pretty good job, at least with the first 2 Dark Knight movie, the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises was kind of didn't work quite as well because Heath Ledger was supposed to return as Joker in that movie, and obviously he passed away. So they had to go with a different character, but with Bane, with Tom Hardy played that character. The movie's really dark, and it just didn't work. But the second one, I think is the best one out of this trilogy. And there's something about the Joker character that the people that play the character seem to win Oscars. Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar, and before with Jack Nicholson and Jared Leto, those two actors had already won Oscars playing that character. I didn't like Jared Leto's Joker as much in the Suicide Squad, but in the Zack Snyder's Justice League, they made him look different. His hair was longer, and if we ever do see Leto play Joker again, maybe he'll look like that Joker that we saw in Justice League. But yeah, great though. Number 2 is Avengers Infinity War, which is 2018. This is probably maybe my favorite one, but it really doesn't have an ending. It has a kind of a cliffhanger ending. But I love the mixture of the cast, the Guardians of the Galaxy with other Avengers characters, a lot of actors you hadn't really seen together in scenes before. It really worked. The comedy's great, the action's great. Love this one, but number 1 has to be Avengers Endgame because it has the the ending scene, which is great. This movie broke records at the box office, and just that stuff when all the Avengers came back, after Thanos made half of them disappear in the first one, just to see all those characters back. And this movie was really good, and it just great action, and just Captain America, Avengers assemble, with the Thor's hammer, and he's worthy enough that the hammer comes to him, and like, wow, just amazing how that worked, and love that. But so I encourage people to give me their top 10, regardless to where, if it's a 20th century, 21st century, give me your 10 favorite comic book based movies, in the comments. Please let me know. I like to interact with people and find out what they like, because your top 10 is probably not going to look like mine. In maybe a different order. You may have Superman 1978 and Batman 1989. If that's your favorite, please put that in there. Just please share. But please like and subscribe, and talk to you later. Bye.